Hello, and welcome back to the Civil Rights of History podcast. And today, our topic is LGBTQ plus, and how the rights were affected then and now, and as well as how they have been limited, and who affected these rights. And now, on to our guest stars to answer some questions for us. First up, we have the Harvey Milk, the first openly gay elected officials in the United States, and when he also won a seat in the San Francisco Board of Supervision.
Thank you, everyone. As introduced by the host, I am Harvey Milk, one of the first openly gay elected officials in the United States in 1977.
Okay, thank you, Harvey Milk. How do you think the current civil rights events relate to the past civil rights events in LGBTQ history?
I think that's a great question. In 1969, the Stonewall Uprising, one of the most known events in LGBTQ plus history. The protests were in reaction to the police reading the Stonewall in and kicking out members of the gay community. The uprising will launch a new era of resistance and revolution. Something like the Stonewall protest relates to how people only protest today. Another event that could fit in this type of situation could be the Compton's cafeteria riot, where the police officer tried to arrest a trans woman and threw coffee in his face.
Wow. Okay, thank you for answering my questions. Let's now go on to the Marsha P. Johnson. What are the similarities and differences in how social ethnic groups fought for civil rights then and now?
I would say that now it is much easier to be a part of the LGBTQ plus community, and we definitely have more rights than before. I am saying that because over time we definitely gained more rights as LGBTQ plus members, but there's still some biased people who hate and protest for there to only be the genders male and female, but it has definitely improved by law after November 11th, 1950.
Wow, could you tell us a little bit more about that date?
Yes, I was just about to get to that. That was the day that one of our most famous gay activists, Harry Hay, funded America's first most sustainable national gay rights organization. This organization was known as the Machete Society, which was very successful and changed the public's perception of homosexuality. This also aimed to eliminate discrimination against homosexuality.
Wow, thank you, Marsha. We will now move on to the Hunter Scaffer. Woo! How do you think current events relate to the past civil rights events? So, as some of you know, I sued North Carolina over their bathroom bill. HB 2 states that users of the public restrooms must visit the restroom that corresponds to their assigned sex at birth, rather than the room that corresponds to their gender identity. There has been a long, ugly tradition of the bathroom segregation. In the past, bathrooms were segregated by race, and now bathrooms are segregated by assigned sex. This bathroom bill puts trans people at risk, in particular those who exist outside and in between gender binaries. Wow. Thank you for those words, Hunter. Now it's time to invite Lil Nas X to the talk.
Woo! Lil Nas X, yeah!
I would like to ask, how has your music revolutionizing LGBTQ plus representation? Who might be limiting your rights?
I'm happy to be here. My lyrics and my image are completely open and show my true self. A lot of people are too afraid to express themselves because of their sexuality or because of their pronouns. These things are suppressed because of our society. An example of this is the bathroom bill, just like Hunter talked about. People of any gender or people that don't use gender pronouns should be allowed to use the bathroom. If a transgender person wanted to use the bathroom, they should be allowed to. I think in the past, this is kind of similar to bathrooms based on race, just like Hunter said, how black people were assigned their own bathrooms while white people had theirs. It's almost as if it was not acceptable for this society to accept all people, and I believe my music and social persona can inspire people to stand up.
Wow, thank you, Lil Nas, for those inspiring words. I would like to thank everyone that participated in this podcast today, and we'll see you later on Civil Rights of History and Today. See you next time.